A secondary student in Salaam dies after falling into flooded Gide River. Police in Tanga arrest TPSF chairman and leaders of Katani Limited Company. And in sports, Taifa Stars optimistic of defeating Sudan in the second leg of the 2020 CHAN qualifier. Good evening, this is Capital News at 9:30. My name is Vanessa Victor. Let's start things off with the national news. A student from Makamba Secondary School in Bezi, Dar es Salaam died after slipping into Gide River when crossing over a water pipe. Witnesses said that the student had been crossing the water pipe with other students when he fell into the river and was swept away by floods caused by the rain this morning.
Wametafuta hawajampata, lakini taarifa ambazo nimezipata sasa hivi tunavyoongea kuna mwili umeonekana eneo la Kibo. Kwa hiyo ndo wameenda kutoa ili waweze kujua kwamba ndio huyu tunayemtafuta au ni mwingine.
Nilimshuhudia ni yule kijana akiwa anaondoka na maji. Hiki kitendo jamani kinatuumiza. Kinatuumiza, tutatoa watenda kazi wanaondoka. Tunaomba msaada, mtutengenezee daraja.
Rain also wreaked havoc in Magomeni, Tandale and Mkwajuni areas, with some residents whose houses were flooded forced to seek shelter from neighbors.
The drainage system is filled with rubbish, which causes water to overflow into our houses. Since the construction of the new road started, water flows into our houses. There is so much water, we cannot go out for anything.
And these heavy rains this morning in Dar es Salaam also caused many businesses to close as infrastructure leading into their premises was flooded with rainwater.
A couple of days ago, my grandchild drowned in the water. I've reported this to the police and the local government official. There is flooding because the infrastructure is poor. There is so much water with just a little bit of rain. They should build a drainage system. There is nothing going on. We cannot go on with our lives. I don't know what the remedy for this situation is going to be. We are forced to walk in water.
The chairman of the Tanzania Private Sector Foundation, TPSF, Salaam Shamte, and 4 other leaders from Katani Limited Company have been arrested by the police, being a directive given by the Regional Commissioner of Tanga following alleged claims of 29 billion shillings demanded by sisal farmers during a period of 19 years and a 16.7 billion shilling National Social Security Fund debt. Mr. Shamte has refuted the claim, saying he has not been involved in the dispute.
People have farmed and are waiting to be paid. This is no different to see who is speaking the truth in this conflict. The main problem with the report is that we were not involved. This is a private company, therefore the audit is done by people who are accepted by shareholders. We don't want to work with this company. We are not ready. We must be paid money owed to us.
Muhimbili National Hospital, in collaboration with the Ministry of Health, will prepare a law on body parts transplants and establish a body parts transplant building at Mloganzila Hospital. This was revealed in Dar es Salaam by the Executive Director of Muhimbili National Hospital, Professor Lawrence Museru, today being 2 years since the first kidney transplant was done.
This will be a guide for hospitals wishing to offer implant operation services. Our objective is to reduce the number of kidney-related diseases. As you know, prevention is better than cure. I ask our government to consider us in health insurance, whereby patients could access kidney treatment, which will help those who had implants and others suffering from kidney-related illnesses. Our call to those with sick relatives on dialysis is that kidney transplant is not complicated and they can donate a kidney to their sick relatives. I personally received a kidney donated by one of my relatives and I'm doing well.
And Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa has directed the Director of Mtama Municipality and the Director of Irrigation in the Southern Zone to report to his office in Dar es Salaam tomorrow morning with a report on Narunyu irrigation scheme. Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa gave the directive when he inspected the scheme after listening to complaints on the scheme from the residents.
Sasa moja kati ya miradi ni huu.
One of the projects is this one, which for a long time has not been in operation. I've heard of existing challenges, yet the 788 million invested here up to this day has not yielded any results. I expected today to meet the manager, but also the district and zonal irrigation officers, but they are not present. I've instructed the district commissioner to look for them. If they cannot meet me at the airport, then they must come to Dar es Salaam. They knew that they were supposed to be here today, but decided not to. We cannot allow officers who slack to carry on like that. They knew I was coming. This project has potential and I can see it being very successful because there is water available all season.
And Kisutu Magistrate Court in Dar es Salaam has failed to give its decision on who is to start giving evidence between the accused and other witnesses in the incitement case facing 9 leaders of opposition Chadema party. The court had planned to give its decision on 17th October following a request made by the defendant's advocate Peter Kibatala for the court's witnesses to start giving evidence before the accused, which was opposed by the Republic. State Attorney Faraji Nchimbi told the court that the request cannot be implemented as it was violating the 2002 Witness Law Section 144. He said allowing the witnesses to give evidence in the presence of the accused would affect proceedings of the case. And the Acting Director General of Prevention and Combating of Corruption Bureau, PCCB, Brigadier General John Mbungo, has started to implement a directive given by President Dr. John Magufuli by arresting 40 leaders of agricultural marketing cooperative societies, AMCOS, who have failed to pay sesame farmers.
Jumla ya fedha zote zilizorejeshwa.
The money that has been returned and some processes are underway is a total of 486,869,982. PCCB would like to urge all farmers across the country and cashew buyers as well as buyers of other crops such as coffee, cotton, amongst others, commercial crops, that such matters will be taken seriously. Farmers' unions that all farmers must pay them as soon as possible before PCCB get to them.
And that is all for the national news. The international news follows up next. Leaders from eastern regions, particularly North Kivu and Ituri, cooperate in the fight against Ebola. They will step up measures in providing public education against the disease. When you run away after hearing of the illness and being told to stay put, that is how this disease is spread and makes the virus go on. Let our partners help us build centers without wasting money. The government to increase efforts in developing the tourism sector due to its poor performance in comparison to other member states of the East African community. They called on the Minister of Trade, Industries and Tourism to take measures that will enable the sector to contribute more to the economic growth of the country. The first thing to be done is to educate the public on the sector, hotel and restaurant owners, as well as on the organization of these tourist areas. COMESA has thus granted us $1.5 million to educate and improve tourism. The Union of Clinical Officers in Kenya has said that it will go on strike on November 1st of this year due to poor working conditions. The chairperson of the association, Peterson Wachira, has said efforts to address the demands, which include promotions and increased salaries, have not been dealt with by the government.
The manner in which the employers, that is the 47 counties and national government collectively as the employers, have continuously and deliberately mishandled our collective bargaining agreement, diploma internship pay, scheme of service and promotions. We wish to inform our members and the public that our right to fair labor practices, right to fair remuneration, reasonable working conditions and collective bargaining under Article 41 of the Constitution continue to be contravened with impunity by the employers. Despite extra budgetary allocation to the Ministry of Health on the Presidential Internship Program and the fact that all other interns in the Ministry of Health are paid except our diploma clinical officer interns, the ministry has remained non-committal on the payment of stipend, and the union fears that there are ill-intentioned and deliberate efforts to deny our interns of this entitlement under the PSC internship policy.
The government of Uganda has said that it will launch a campaign aimed at sensitizing citizens on HIV/AIDS, which will also include free HIV testing.
Testing.
Our campaign targets youth and adult men to embrace testing and know their status. Prevent transmission and the importance of testing is emphasized. And that is all for international news. Business news follows after this break.
Watch Business Edition as we talk to business leaders and experts in sectors that are transforming Tanzania's economy.
To be rich, I have to be a business person.
It's not an easy road at all.
People need to understand. You must quickly think, how cost effective are you going to be?
Business acts as a way in which it can bridge that gap.
Business Edition will keep you informed on latest developments in the financial sector, extractive industry, tourism, agriculture, energy, construction, and so much more. Meet entrepreneurs who create employment opportunities. Watch Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
Thank you for staying with us and in business news. The 2019-2020 cashew harvest season has started in Newala and Tandahimba districts, Lindi region, with farmers calling on the government not to delay auctions so that they can sell at profitable prices. It is true that cashew nut has begun to be collected in warehouses. Thus, we ask even the auction dates should not be delayed, because if they are delayed by November, there will be a lot of cashew nut and it will instigate a drop in prices. As you have seen, cashew nut collection has begun, and I think this year we have started at a greater speed. The first day alone we have taken over 200 tons. It means that there is high likelihood that we will get sufficient amounts in a short time. We started accepting the cashew nut from the 14th, and all the warehouses are open. More than 210 companies from 60 countries and international travel and tour operators are expected to participate in this year's 3-day International Tourism Expo in Dar es Salaam sites, which has been organized by Tanzania Tourism Board. Opened by the Chief Secretary John Kijazi at 10 a.m. and will go on until 12 p.m. As you know, tourism needs a lot of advertising on the available attractions as well as opportunities in the country. We as the Tourism Board are expecting our Swahili platform will be used to promote local tourism. The guests that will come, specifically those here in Dar es Salaam, will have the opportunity to meet with tourism stakeholders and agents and exchange information on how they, as Tanzanians, can go and visit these places. The government has said it is satisfied with the fertilizer imports. Stakeholders have said that there are challenges that need to be still worked on in certain areas so that it can work better. The farmers experienced a great loss. Some were even being sold cement mixed with sand. The council then spoke up about it and the government heard it and started the authority to manage the quality of fertilizer. And we really do commend the government for this. That's all for business news. Sports news is next.
Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment of going away. Gay trying to go with him and he's being dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment of going away. Gay trying to go with him and he's being dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Position, Joaquinho, he did lose to Lynn.
And in sports, Tanzania striker Ditram Nchimbi is optimistic the team can make it past Sudan in the second leg of the 2020 CHAN qualifier to be played on Friday.
Claimed an important 1-0 win away in the first leg and will need any kind of draw at home to qualify for the next year's showdown to be held in Cameroon. The Taifa Stars striker believes the Etienne Iragije-led side will defy the odds to eliminate their hosts from the competition. It is going to be a tough game for us, but we have no choice because it is a must-win, the striker told. Taifa Stars have struggled to score in regular time in the competition. After a goalless draw in the entire 180 minutes against Kenya, Tanzania advanced through to the penalty shootout after a 4-1 win. Ndairagije fielded mostly local-based players in an international friendly against Rwanda on Monday, but the team once again settled for a goalless draw.
Barcelona intend to resist attempts to move the Clásico on 26 October from the Camp Nou to the Santiago Bernabéu after the Spanish league proposed a change mid-protest and unrest in Catalan capital.
Reluctant to have the match moved, although they will be open to postponement. The decision will be made by the three-man competition committee next week, with an announcement expected on Wednesday, just 3 days before the game is due to take place. 9 Catalan separatists leaders were jailed on Monday, handed sentences of between 9 and 13 years for their role in the illegal referendum and the failed bid for independence in 2017. That ruling from the Supreme Court sparked protests, with police charges and confrontations across Catalonia.
Paul Pogba has been ruled out of Manchester United's Premier League match against Liverpool, with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer also expecting David De Gea to be unavailable.
Of 2 key players for Sunday is a sizable blow as the manager seeks to arrest a form slump in which United have not won in the league for more than a month. Pogba has not recovered from a full injury, while De Gea requires a scan after sustaining what appeared to be a groin problem in Spain's Euro 2020 qualifier with Sweden on Tuesday. David needs a scan, Solskjaer told Sky Sports. I think he will be out. It certainly looked like it anyway, judging on last night, so it's one of those things. Of Pogba, the Norwegian said he had a scan after the Arsenal game and maybe need a few weeks rest in a boot, so hopefully he won't be too long, but he won't make this game.
Lionel Messi has faced plenty of talented defenders during his time at Barcelona, but Liverpool centre-half Virgil van Dijk has earned special praise from the 5-time Ballon d'Or winner as they prepare to do battle for the 2019 award.
Lens International crossed path with the Mercurial Argentine forward at the semi-final stage of last season's Champions League. It appeared as though Messi would have the last laugh in that battle as he netted a stunning free kick as part of a 3-0 first-leg triumph for Barca, his 600th goal for the Blaugrana. A remarkable contest was, however, to be turned on its head at Anfield, with Liverpool surging to a 4-0 victory on home soil and a place in the final, which they will go on to win.
And that sports item ends our news bulletin. My name is Vanessa Victor. Thank you for watching and have a good night. Kwanza, wewe unatumia beads kutengeneza different types of accessories kama ulizovaa hapo nani mwenyewe na mimi kama this earring ambayo nimeivaa. Ulianzaje? This week on Out and About,
kupitia ile scarf niliyoikata ndio ilikuwa mwanzo wa kusema na mimi naweza nikafanya kama alivyofanya yeye, kwa sababu nilibagua uzi pembeni, beads pembeni, nikaangalia the size ya sinda, yani nika kujilemba